So I'm joined today by the wonderful Helen Edwards from East End Prints, and you're in Brick Lane in London, yeah? And yeah, so Helen, you came into our program, God, I mean, I think it was about 3 months ago now, isn't it? Yeah. And tell me, just explain what was happening with your business and yourself before you came into our program. What were the things you were struggling with?
Right, okay. So I suppose what had happened is I've gone through a sort of fast growth, which sometimes happens in a business, having to rapidly get a team in place and train the team and then grow myself at the same time. And the issue I suppose I was having was making sure everyone was doing their job, as well as my personal development was improving all the time to take on more responsibilities of a bigger team and more sales as well. So and I think what I was looking for, a mentor, a business coach, somebody to help me work on mindset. What particularly interests me about this course was the marketing focus, because we've got a self-taught marketing team and we realized we had gaps in our knowledge. So the combination was very attractive and it's what I needed. And I do believe things come to you at the right time when you're ready to learn them. Which was like definitely the right thing for me at that point. So, and it's been a really interesting journey. Sort of, coming out of imposter syndrome, I suppose, thinking I don't deserve this, to moving into actually this is great. I'm really enjoying this. I'm a lot calmer as a boss and in myself as well, and have a lot more self-belief over the business along the last 3 months. It's some very interesting turning points, finding spirit guides as well, which was great. I think probably for me, the most interesting area was the brand values. I came onto the course thinking, I need to do something else. I'm never going to make this work for me. And then just going, actually, hang on a minute, this is embedded in your core values. This is an extension of you. And doing the brand values exercise was just so fascinating and made me feel like I was doing the right thing at the right time.
Amazing. So this as a business leader, as a female business leader of a business, how big's your team now? How many staff?
7 now. Yeah.
Seven staff, and it's growing, expanding business, and of course you've got the shop there in Brick Lane, but you've got a massive kind of a supply chain in terms of you supply some really big names, don't you? In terms of,
I mean, 80% of the business is the trade side of it. We have 1,000 card designs, we have 3,000 prints, and we sell to most of the high street, Habitat, Urban Outfitters, Debenhams, Selfridges, or nearly everyone, as well as 150 museums and galleries and independent shops, and who are very much, repeat buyers. And we have a fantastic sales cycle where everyone just we do trade fairs, so we have, the business is becoming more regular, so I don't have to be involved in the day to day, I suppose, because we have regular sales, predictable sales, which is something that was a dream, I suppose, a few years ago. And it's a lot to do with customer relations. It's all to do with teams and systems, which I did have set up. But I think now we're looking at, who needs training, how to fill the gaps, and passing on all this wonderful knowledge that I've learned in the last 3 months, actually, and a lot of things about looking at the team's mindset as well, having trained and learned a little bit more about my own mindset. I think that's what's been really interesting on this journey. I want to actually pass on the knowledge I've got as well, and you can do that if you've got a team, which is very exciting.
yeah, because that's all about like the performance psychology, which in business is not really talked about. And, that's as you mentioned, with our program, we mix the marketing and the communications and the mindset all come in to empower you to make your business stronger, and you as a business owner, so you can empower the people around you. Tell me about like your customers, because obviously, 3,000 products. When you came into our program, it was like, whoa, okay. Where's the segmentation in your marketing and that focus? So, when we take people through the very powerful persona marketing method, it's all about like that focus on your dream clients, your dream customers. How has that helped and benefited you and your team in terms of getting clarity now for marketing campaigns moving forwards?
Yeah, well, it was kind of peace of mind that we could actually pitch our different ranges in this huge product range to different personality types, basically. Whereas before I thought I need to focus, I need to cull, I need to bring the products down, but actually through the marketing channeling and funneling and all these wonderful ways to communicate, and actually understanding who the end user is and where they are, what they're doing, I think it's absolutely fascinating, and we're learning a lot, and we're still implementing that per campaign, whereas we would always sell the same thing to the same person and possibly speak the same language. So despite us knowing the demographics about our customers, we're a lot closer and embedding in actually their personas as well. We see this is so important in what we're doing, and we've completely changed the way we're communicating. I would say in our marketing, everything's changed. The way we look at things, I'd say we've adapted to a feminine approach. We're doing less about features and benefits. We're doing a lot more to get to the story, the emotional response, and that's been really interesting. It's taken us to a completely different direction and made us question everything, every piece of marketing that goes out there. So that's been a massive transition, massive learning curve for myself and the team on this journey to get the message across of what we're doing, really.
Excellent. And you know, for you, obviously you've been in the program for 3 months. It's 12-week program, and tell us about some of the successes, because I know in December you had really great sort of trading figures. In January you smashed it out of the water in January. Tell me about some of the successes you've had since joining the program.
Things were great. I mean, December was our best month. We've got 30% up on last year already, so there's been improvements all round, and it's about focus as well on every way. That's what I feel this course really gave me, the focus to just get the results I needed to continue on this growth path, because you have to keep growing as a business. You can't sort of stagnate and stop. You have to be constantly evolving, which I found really fascinating, sometimes daunting, but not so anymore. I feel like now I understand a little bit more about the market and where we have our niche and our USP as well, a lot closer to that than I was before.
Yeah, so this is great, Helen. I mean, so this is creating a stronger business owner and a stronger business moving forwards, and empowering your team as well to truly connect an emotional intelligence level with your ideal customers. Because I think you mentioned to me in conversation that as your business grows, you kind of started to feel a little bit kind of like the customers started to feel a little bit more distant than they had been when it was a smaller business.
Yeah, definitely. You kind of lose the connection. Obviously, there's a person or two or three people between you and your customers. So it's kind of establishing good systems for feedback and understanding still what's going on with our customers. That's been a big part of our, changing the way we work, I suppose, now. But obviously, always hearing about the happy customers and the unhappy ones as well, learning and turning everything into an opportunity. Like only this week somebody was saying, oh, we want a mount with that, so we're now selling mounts, and it's just actually adding to the business all the time and not seeing it as like, oh, we can't deliver this. We can, open to a lot more ideas and sort of expanded mind, really, rather than shut down.
Yeah, amazing. I love the expansion. So tell us about 2020. What are your plans, hopes and dreams for 2020 for this business then, Helen?
Right, well, hopefully we could be 30% up again. We definitely need at least one more team member, so that's got to happen. Working with the best artists that we can in London and throughout, and we're taking on diversifying where we're going to be seen, like we're doing a hospitality fair coming up. So it's given us sort of, I suppose, the capacity to look at different areas of business and maybe go places where there aren't prints and cars for sale. So looking at really diversifying the market and building on a bigger strategy to work with interiors companies, for example. That kind of thing.
Amazing. So what message would you like to give anybody if there was another Helen out there? They've grown their business really fast, but they've got a team of people. Everybody's coming to them looking for the answers, and they're having maybe a little bit of a wobble in terms of, is this all right, and how do I do them moving forward? What message would you give to that person right now?
It's interesting because I had a friend in here this morning who had exactly that. She's having a wobble over her business, and I think what was really interesting is, I could be sort of a mentor to her, and it came back just saying, look, and I will first and foremost listen to Heather, go on the course, listen to Heather, take it all in and do it in your own time. But as well, I think a lot of it is make space to think about the business. This has been the most important thing. I bought myself more time to not be working in the business, work on it, away from it. I think everyone needs that headspace to adjust and shift your mind into the role, which is what you need to be, really, to be a good leader.
Amazing. Thank you for that, Helen. So come on then, how can people find you? Where are you in Brick Lane? I mean, tell us all about how people can reach you.
Yep, so our stock is sold through the shop on Brick Lane. We're 234 Brick Lane, up by Tatty Divine, who a lot of people know for their jewellery. And you can find us at trade fairs as well. So we're here.
And how about your website? You got your website as well?
Website is www.eastemdprints.co.uk.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Helen. And I wish you all the very best. You don't need any luck at all, because I know that your business is going to go from strength to strength, and you are a very strong, powerful female leader. So congratulations.
Thanks, Heather.
Thank you.
Bye.